So, if you don't already know, a few days back, it was reported that NASCAR could be in development to make a Drive to Survive type series. Now, this is huge for the fan base as a whole, but in this video, I want to discuss what could potentially be added to make this series good, but yet different from Formula One's Drive to Survive type series. And yes, I have seen Drive to Survive. It's a really good watch, even if you don't watch Formula One. At number 5, we have the platform. Obviously, this would need to be on Netflix, because come on, where else would you put it? Netflix as a whole is mainstream, and if you want to put your face out there on something that even non-NASCAR fans would watch, it would need to be this. From production value to the content, I would say almost anything sports related is going to be given a watch on Netflix, or better yet, non-sports even too could be added to that. It's going to happen, and there's no better place than here. I mean, even The Crew, which is a really eccentric show to display NASCAR, is getting some attention. At number 4, we have the quantity of episodes. The quality of this would probably be really good. I mean, it's going to be very difficult to not hit the mark on that. So in terms of quality versus quantity, I would think that the quality would already be nailed down, especially for giant sports such as NASCAR. Now, as for the quantity, I would say 15 to 20 episodes is going to be the best one to shoot for. In Formula One, there are 10 episodes, and in the latest installment, all covering the 10 teams. In NASCAR, there are 18 full-time teams and at least 25 covering part-time. Now, I think it will be best to focus on only the full-time teams, and in fact, if you remove a team there would probably not be much content to air, like Rick Ware Racing, you're down to 17. So I think 17 episodes across 17 races, each different and covering each team, would probably be the best. At number 3, we have lower tier teams. In Formula One, one thing I see people saying is they should cover some F2 races. And same can be said here. They should at least cover the Xfinity series. If you want to hit a golden number of episodes in Netflix like 20, which still would be stretching it, then you could cover teams with non-cup affiliations like Junior Motorsports or Colleague. Or maybe just dedicate an episode when it comes to the playoffs or championship battles. The benefit here is 2 episodes of Xfinity or Trucks covering one or the other. And for Xfinity teams with Cup affiliations, just put them in those episodes like RCR, Joe Gibbs, SHR, and Penske. I honestly think it would be tremendous exposure for arguably NASCAR's most competitive league as of right now. In number 2, we have chronological order. One thing F1 doesn't do is put things in chronological order. And by chronological order, I mean the races, like the Daytona 500, the Daytona Road Course, so on and so forth. I think doing that would be better in NASCAR just because of how long the season can be. I mean, 36 races and 20 episodes, you're going to want to acknowledge when those races are, where those races are, and how NASCAR drivers go about doing those races, and the mentality they have. Because the long-term goal is the championship. And if you're focusing on that from, say, the 20th race on the calendar to the 3rd race on the calendar, the mentality is going to be different, and you're going to lose that focus in terms of non-NASCAR fans. The other thing is NASCAR has the playoffs, so it's pretty much impossible to do it out of order, because you could have a driver talking about playoff crunch time, and then the next episode could be talking about the Daytona 500 and preparing for playoff crunch time. It doesn't make sense, and that's why NASCAR should do it in chronological order. And the final thing I have here at number 1 is the lead commentator. In F1, Will Buxton, who is one of F1's best journalists, I think, covers a predominant amount of the show. So who could take the place here? I would say the best candidates are Bob Pockrass and Mike Joy. Again, this isn't supposed to be a copy-off, so you could throw in other guys who know their stuff, such as Larry McReynolds, or, why not, Jamie Little. It would give insight into the personalities talking about the personalities strapped in the car, in the sport, and around the sport. The people who give us rhythm instead of pure car noises around the track. Although that would be cool, that's not realistic. The last thing I have to say here is a recommendation. It's not part of this list, it's just something I have to cover. And that's to not shoehorn cameras into the drivers' lives. They are, at the end of the day, normal people, and that should be respected. I don't think eating your dinner with a band of Netflix cameras around you would be the most settling experience. For the drivers, or why not even for the Netflix people filming. So what do you guys think should be added to the series? Do you think they should just copy off F1, or do you agree with my take? Or do you have a take of your own? Let me know in the comments below, and till next time, this has been the news. I'll see ya.